My name is Laurel Mueller. I'm starting my 9th year here at Rancho. I've been an educator since 1999. I teach the middle grades. I teach English 10, 11, and AP Language and Composition. I love teaching English. There's so many great things about it. Language, to me, both shapes our thoughts and it's our power. So the better we are at using language, understanding language, and just seeing all of the wonderful things that God has put into the use of language. I love examining fiction and literature, plays, short stories, novels, but I also love looking at nonfiction and argument and seeing how language can shape our lives, our world, and our country. Some of the unique things I do as a teacher is my background is also in theater. So I think that anything that's written and a narrative can come alive in a really theatrical sense. When we begin each novel, oftentimes I will do a creative reader's theater with it, where I do voices and make the characters come alive for all of my students, who then when they go home and read it still have a sense of the personalities of these characters as we established in reading together in class. I can always gauge how students are doing when we are together in the classroom, and lots of nonverbals and things like that. And in the online framework, we do that a little bit differently. I try to make sure that I have interactions individually with each student at some point during the class so that they're seen and they're heard, so I can still take advantage of nonverbals and social emotional cues. I want to know how they're doing, and I feel like it benefits them when they know how I'm doing, and I can give positive feedback. I tried to pull students in really quickly with compelling question asking. Students, if they don't have a voice, disengage. But if I interact with each one of them and I pose a question where I'm truly interested in their independent thoughts and opinions and answers, and then I ask them actually to reflect on those responses given by other students, it's like we're together. That classroom context of interaction and connectivity can be created in an online sense if you're intentional about it. I was really impressed with how students really doubled down and created learning spaces for themselves, a dedicated space that said it's time to learn. Many kids did that. I also saw a lot of students grow as self-advocates. If something was unclear that may have been clear in a classroom context, they were good about hooking up on Google Meets and just asking face-to-face or sending an email. So I think one of the ways we not only prepared them in content, but we prepared them as adults who have to self-advocate, maybe in a removed world, because professionally we're also seeing that remote work environment, and people have to just become more active participants in information gathering and connection. I'm excited about, over the summer we did a lot of research, and I got excited about how instead of just taking what we did in class and throwing it online, we were intentional about crafting lessons that changed modalities, that had a video component, that had audio components, that had interactive between students and between student and teacher. We had time over the summer to craft lessons that were very intentionally online lessons rather than just transposing the classroom experience to online. I always want to hold kids accountable, but accountability tends to follow relationship building. One of the great things about having students for multiple years in a row is most of the students I've had before. I know their story. I know their family story. I know what they like. I know their hobbies, their interests, and that gives buy-in. If the students know that I care and know about them, my word and my requests and holding their feet to the fire is done out of love. It's not punitive. It's just let's come together and do this. So I try to, and especially for my new students this year, I'll be front-loading a lot of getting to know you activities and assignments so that I have relationships just as strong with my new students as I have with my existing ones. I could really sum up the thing that would quiet my heart as a parent. We see your student. And like the Good Shepherd, under Jesus' example, if they stray away from the flock, we're gonna come and find you. You're seen, you're heard, you're valued, you're loved, and you're gonna grow. Whether it's online or eventually, together, your student will do well. They'll be cared for.